Hello everybody, welcome to Visionaries Playground. My name is Kristen. I'm an intuitive card reader and a spiritual blogger, and today I have for you what's coming your way in the month of April. I'm really excited. If you can't tell, well, if you haven't been here before, then you didn't see my old camera angle, but I got a new one and this is so much better, I think. So, and I told you guys I was going to be doing this pretty soon. So I did it and loving it. That way you don't just see, like, I like this angle. It's like straight down. You can see the table. It's great. And yeah, so I haven't posted a video in the last week. I've just been kind of recharging, resetting myself, also getting my room set up more, I also have a crystal shop on my website. So I've been really working on that because I put that on the back burner for a while, just trying to get everything else that, like, all my other ideas into motion. I'm putting more, more work into my crystal shop than I have recently. So yeah. Also, if you haven't been on my Instagram, I'm running a giveaway. I'm giving away two, they're called like mystery boxes of crystals, even though it's not really a mystery because I posted this picture on Instagram and it's on the other side of the room right now. I'm staring at it. But in this giveaway, there will be two winners, and each winner will get a box that has a selenite tower, black tourmaline, a fluorite mushroom, a different piece of fluorite, a aura rose quartz sphere, an amethyst moon, a celestite, and you'll also get a Rider-Waite tarot deck. So be sure to go enter that giveaway. I will be picking the two winners on March 31st, so just a couple days after this video is uploaded. So yeah, go check that out. The only rules there is to follow me on Instagram and to tag 3 friends in the photo. And then I'm going to be doing another one in the future, probably in the next month or so. And then I want to focus it more on building my YouTube. So there'll be different rules for that one. But yeah, go ahead and enter that giveaway. It's going to be great. And okay, so I guess we'll go ahead and get started on our reading. Today I have for you, like I said, what's coming your way in the month of April. If you haven't been to Pick a Cards before, basically you have 4 groups here, and today we're also doing an intention candle, which I will get to in a minute. But you have 4 groups here. Group 1, group 2, group 3, and group 4. And intuitively, whatever group calls your name, I'll also pick some charms in a minute to help you. And before we pick the charms, though, I do want to set our intention candle. I didn't really intend on the blue pattern that I have set up here. This was like the first candle that I grabbed, and so I was like, you know what, whatever, I guess we're doing blue today. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead. For those of you, an intention candle, basically you just think of something that you want to bring into your life, and the blue candles are about your throat chakra. It could also be about intuition. I've heard 2 different definitions, I guess you could say, but this is about our throat chakra and or intuition, setting boundaries, but it doesn't have to be a intention about communication. You can set an intention for whatever you're trying to bring into your month of April. You can set your intention here and see what your cards say. But we're gonna go ahead and light our candles. So take a minute. You can put your hands on your heart. You can put your hands on your stomach, whatever you feel comfortable with. And we're gonna take a minute to breathe and meditate on our intention. So breathe in with me, breathe out, hone in on your intention. And let's go ahead and get her lighted. Awesome. I'm gonna let her that's great. The flame never faltered, so that's a great flame. And I'm gonna put her over here on the side. You should be able to see the candle. You might not be able to see it burning, but I will have it burning for the rest of the video. Well, I'll have it burning until it goes out. So if it lasts the rest of the video, then yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and pick some charms for you. So I'll have you take a look at my charms. And I like to use these charms as like an intuition practice. So basically, like I said, this is group 1, group 2, group 3, and group 4. I have all these charms here, and I'll pick one for each group. So take a second, use your intuition. You can pick the color of the charm. You can try to think of, like, is it going to be beach themed? Is it going to be sports themed? And I'm going to get some more charms here in the future, but yeah, we're going to go ahead for group 1, pick your charm. So like I said, use your intuition. You might get it right. Oh, we have a strawberry. That's so cute. This strawberry came up in my last reading too. Isn't that funny? But we have a strawberry with a heart. So that will be for group 1. Group 2, do the same. Use your intuition. Let's see. Ooh, like a heart with a lock. Like I said, you can use these charms to help pick your pile too. Even if you don't know what group you want to use yet, these charms could be, like I said, intuition practice. Alright, so group 3, let's see what we have for you. We have the moon with a star. It's a blue moon. I'm trying to see if you can see it. There we go. Blue to match our theme. Okay, and last but not least, group 4. Let's see what your charm is. Ooh, hold on. Oh, I think this is an elephant. It is an elephant. That's so cool. I love that elephant. That's cute. A gold elephant. How cute. Okay. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and jump in. I might pull more charms at the end of each reading. So yeah, group 1, I will see you at your reading. Bye. Alright, hello group 1. If you picked the strawberry with a white heart, you were in the right place. I'm going to go ahead and put that over here. And we're going to flip over the card today. Remember, this is what is coming your way in the month of April. So yeah, this will be the theme, and then we'll get some more cards to go off of this. But we have for you the number 17, consciousness. This is my sacred geometry oracle deck, so you can see that there's sacred geometry here. But it says the frequency of consciousness supports our ability to focus our attention on all the multidimensional aspects that show up so that we can include them in our reality. So basically, consciousness is like, it's kind of like wherever we direct our attention, that is what's going to manifest. And consciousness, like I said, it's a state of awareness, focused attention, and like wherever we direct that attention will be what our mind focuses on. Yeah. So in like the universe, our consciousness never dies. We are conscious creatures. So yeah, it's really great. You probably are going to be expanding your awareness. You might even be expanding your intuition, your intuitive abilities in the month of April. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and look, we still have this like blue theme here, so lots of blue in this card. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Let's see. So try to see what cards I want to start with first. I guess we'll start with some tarot cards. Okay, so consciousness for group 1. Oh, 6 of Swords. Even when I shuffle on the table, they still fall on the ground. If you've been to my channel before, you know that's like a thing with my cards. They like to fall on the floor, even when I shuffle over here. And if you've never been to my channel before, we do live shuffle. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. We have the Six of Swords. And then we have the Ace of Cups. Love that. So right off the bat with the Six of Swords, it looks like that you guys are coming out of a pretty chaotic time, because we have the rough seas here on this side of the card, and you can see that he's focusing his attention, or focusing his consciousness on this like more smoother seas. And I think that's what you guys really are trying to bring into the month of April, is a not so much a new beginning, but just like a calmer state of being, a more balanced state of being. And this could be within your emotions and relationships, because the cups do talk about our emotions and relationships. And it looks like you're going to be overflowing with love. And so, and like, we have the calm seas here. We no rocky seas, calm seas in this card. And so yeah, like I said, the Ace of Cups, or the cups in general, is about love and relationships and our emotional well-being. And all the aces in tarot talk about new beginnings. So you could be in the month of April having new beginnings when it comes to love, or even just loving yourself. You know, we'll see what else the cards say. And so with the Ace of Cups, what kind of love are they bringing in? Okay. What new beginning in love? So we have the Page of Pentacles. Ooh. Such an interesting spread. And then we have the Ace of Swords. Okay. So, like I said, this is kind of, what did I say? So what love are you bringing into your life? Or is group one bringing into their lives in the month of April? We have the Page of Pentacles, and we have the Ace of Swords. So with the Page of Pentacles, the pages are all like they're kind of like the younger people in the tarot deck. So these would be like the young adults or the teenagers, basically like fresh, new energy, birthing new ideas, very innocent sort of energy. And in this card, it's actually pretty interesting, because on this side of her, we have the mountains, and then we also have this like rockiness. But then on this side, it's like we have the trees here, and then we have what looks like to be like a field or something, but it's like rocky over here and then smooth over here, and then we see that here too. So that's something to mention. That's pretty interesting. But with the Page of Pentacles, the Pentacles is about our materialism. So yeah, you guys could, the love that you're bringing in, it could even be bringing in new ideas in general, new creative ideas in general. We have a lot of big new beginnings here with this group, just because of the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Swords, and we have the Page of Pentacles. And I think you guys are just going to be overall finding balance within your lives, because we have the Swords, Cups, and the Pentacles. The only thing we're missing is Wands, but we'll see if that comes up later on. But so you have like earth energy, you have water energy, and then you have air energy. Yeah, I think air, wand, yeah, but Wands is fire. So yeah, that's very interesting. So as far as what kind of love you're bringing in, I think it's just new beginnings, honestly. And then we have this Ace of Swords here. And the Ace of Swords, like I said, all the aces and the suits, they are new beginnings. Sorry, I'm trying to collect my thoughts, because with the Ace of Swords here and then the Ace of Cups, it's pretty interesting. Hold on. Can I have some clarity on why the Ace of Swords is here? We have the Hierophant. Okay. clarity on why the Ace of Swords is here. And then we have the Nine of Cups. Okay. So we have the Hierophant, which is all about higher learning. And then we have the Nine of Cups, which is the right before the completion, and the Ten of Cups. So with the Ace of Swords and the Hierophant and the Nine of Cups, I keep hearing there's a balance between like good and bad is what keeps coming into my mind, and that's what I'm trying to decipher, is what Spirit is trying to say there. And I think it's a balance of for some reason I'm getting like needing to balance out like rest, and then also balance out like moving forward, if that makes sense. So in the month of April, maybe taking a step back to learn some more, whatever like you've been trying to manifest in your life. Maybe just trying to expand your knowledge on it. And then with the Hierophant here, what also caught my eye are these two people kind of like bowing down to them. So I do feel like this group is going to be attracting something in the month of April that gives them some type of power. And I don't know if that's like a platform like on social media, if that's what you guys have been working on. I don't know. That's not really clear to me right now. You could be a teacher or a guider of sorts. You could help raise people's consciousness. Maybe that's what you've been trying to do. But it does seem like in the month of April, you're going to step into a role of like power. And I think that's what I was really trying to get at, but I was trying to put it into words. But I think also with power comes responsibility. So not taking advantage of the position that you're going to be in the month of April. I think that you are moving into smoother seas, and it's going to bring you lots of abundance. It's going to bring you to put some of those ideas into action. And then with this Nine of Cups here, it's like you're almost there to fulfillment, but you're not quite there yet. This guy has all of his like cups up back here, but he's like sitting here, he's content. But yeah, I do feel like in the month of April, like I said, you're gonna find yourself in some position of power, and yeah, just trying to balance that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull some more tarot cards. All right, so what else does group 1 need to know? Oh yeah, look, we have the Seven of Cups. So I think this really does explain this a little bit better. The Seven of Cups talks about having lots of choices, and the choices, like, it's like you have this mask over your face, you have jewelry here, you have a castle in the background, then you have this like reptile lizard thing, you have a skull right here. There's lots of choices, and your choices could bring you this castle. Your choice could bring you this jewelry or abundance and prosperity, but then you can also make the choice to, in a sort, like, be fake, not be yourself, and have a mask up. So like I said, I think you're going to find yourself in a position of power, and within this position of power, it could be with you just have the power to make some choices that will change your life in the month of April. But it's about making sure you're making the right choices, and you're not making choices that are going to harm somebody, or I'm trying to think of the word, like, not to think you're superior to other people, but to understand that if you are put in a position of authority, not to take advantage of that, and not to like, it's okay to make your choice in the month of April, but making sure you're making the right choice, and you're not making the choice out of like a negative motivation. I think our motivation behind things really is what sets our manifestations forward. So if your motivation behind making a choice, or your motivation behind doing something, is pure and not with malicious intent, that things will go right. But I think if you act out of malicious intent, that eventually things will go wrong. So just be sure that once you do find yourself in a position where you have choices to make, you find yourself in a position of authority, that you're acting out of a place of good intentions, not bad intentions. So yeah, that makes a lot more sense. I wish that, yeah, we're going to put this card over here because I feel like this really explains that one well. What else is coming your way in the month of April? We have the Death card, but the Death is in reverse. So I'm seeing that in the month of April, there's going to be some resistance to this change. Maybe for one reason you feel you're not ready for this change. Someone else thinks you're not ready. But there is going to be some resistance. And let's pull more cards about that. Why is there going to be some resistance in the month of April? Yeah, we have the Emperor, which is all about, the Emperor is the Fool's father figure in the Major Arcana, or he's the father figure in the tarot in general, I should say. But the Major Arcana follows the Fool's journey, so the Emperor would be the Fool's father figure. Anyway, so like I said, what's going to be resistant, and I think that just being more disciplined is where you're going to fall into resistance. I think that with whatever choices you make, or whatever like position of power that you find yourself in, you're going to have to be more disciplined within your daily routines, within the things that you do. I'm hearing like practicing what you preach. So if you are like a more spiritual entrepreneur and you're telling people to do all this shadow work and meditate and all this, but you're not doing it yourself, I feel like that just kind of like counteracts the process. Because as a spiritual business owner, I think that coming from a place of experience, saying this is what I do for shadow work, this is what I do to meditate, this is I think that helps people more so just giving them a general like definition or general like idea of how other people do things, if that makes sense. So in the month of April, if you're going to be resistant to this change, it's more than likely because you're resistant to being more disciplined within yourself, within your spiritual practice, because we do have consciousness here. So but I'm hearing try not to be resistant to this change, because if you are diving deeper into your spirituality, into raising your consciousness, only good things can come out of that. And you may think you're not ready, but I think you are ready. It's just you're fearing the change, because I think it's just going to bring you lots of new beginnings, lots of newness that you probably haven't experienced yet before. So any more tarot cards before we move on to the oracle cards? Any more tarot cards before moving? Oh, okay. Cool. So we have the Four of Cups. So this is advice for the month of April, I'm sorry. Four of Cups, and then we have the Strength. So if the advice that I have for you, if you're not resting properly in the month of April, you are going to find that this change is hard. You are going to be more resistant to the change, because I think if you overwork yourself, it's going to lead to feeling burnt out. And especially if you are more so on like the spiritual side of things, especially when it comes to raising your consciousness, if you are going to be doing a lot of spiritual work in the month of April, or if that is what is coming your way, definitely resting, because shadow work, like just raising your intuition or using your intuition more, or using your energy more, it really drains you. And so also, I'm sorry if you hear my son, he's getting fed breakfast right now. He's like fussing, not sure why, but anyway, so I just wanted to let you know, if you hear a kid, that's my son. Hold on, can we take a minute? I love this camera angle. This is beautiful. Okay. Anyway, so like I said, if you are not taking the time to like rest in the month of April, you're really going to find yourself burnt out. And I think it's going to lead to more resistance. Now the Four of Cups is, I think it's about rest to me, but it's also about, not ignoring, like I said, you are going to be raising your consciousness in the month of April, so not ignoring the impulses, not ignoring the signs that come your way. That's a huge message that the Four of Cups talks about, is that like the universe has been trying to send you signs, or is going to try to send you signs, so not to ignore those signs, because those signs really could be what helps get you through the month of April, and what can help you make these choices that you're going to be presented with, especially if you find yourself in a place of authority, whether it be within the spiritual realm or authority within your work or whatever. Making sure you're taking the time that the decisions that you make, or the choices that you make, are also like the choices that the divine has put into your path. Like I said, because the choices that the divine puts in our path, I feel like those have good intentions. Now you can make your own intentions, of course, malicious intentions, like I said, but obviously try not to do that. When you are presented with these choices, make sure that it's coming out of a place of love and light, and not harm to anybody else. So yeah, your advice in the month of April, not to be resistant to the change, finding the time to rest. If not, you're not going to be able to, strength, is going to be lost. And not ignoring the signs that come up for you, not ignoring the impulses of your soul. So we're going to go ahead and move on to some oracle cards. And let's see. Spirit animal oracle cards. Any messages for group 1? We have the Dear Spirit. Bring a gentle touch. And let's see what Dear Spirit over here. Bring a gentle touch. With the number 18, so you could be a life path 9, or 9, because this 8 plus 1 is 9. It could break down. 9 could be a significant number to you, or you could be a life path 9, which I'm a life path 9. So hello. And sorry, I should shuffle these on the camera. Any more messages for group 1? Oh, we have the Dolphin Spirit. This and that are true. And then we have the Giraffe Spirit. See the big picture. Oh, here. I'll put the giraffe here so you can see it. That's only... Yeah. So, sorry, I was burping. We have the Dear Spirit, bring a gentle touch. This and that are true. See the big picture. That's crazy. These are like 3 of my favorite animals, so it's pretty crazy. So we have the Dear Spirit, bring a gentle touch. So not to go into the month of April, especially if you're presented with choices, you're presented with options of authority, with resistance, make sure that you're being gentle with yourself. You're not, like I said, you're not overworking yourself, but you're just giving yourself grace, especially if you feel tired, or if you feel like something isn't going right and you just need to take a break to reevaluate things. Making sure you're just giving yourself grace. See the big picture, okay? Especially if this 7 of Cups comes up for you in the month of April, you're faced with some choices. See the big picture. What do you want in the long run? What will help yourself? What will help your spirit, your soul? What will make your soul grow? What will raise your consciousness? So see the bigger picture. And then the dolphin spirit, this and that are true. And I think this really ties in with the Four of Cups in terms of the signs that you're going to be receiving in the month of April. When they do come, know that they are true, that you're not just crazy, that you're not making them up in your own head. And yeah, so I think you're going to be getting some answers on some whatever clarity that you guys have been seeking. If you have been wanting to improve your intuitive abilities or channeling abilities, this is a great sign to say that that it's possible, but just making sure you're paying attention to the callings of your soul, callings of your spirit team. And we're going to go ahead and do the divine feather messenger and then leave you at that. Okay. This one didn't hesitate to come out. So we have this white feather here, and it's a white eagle, and it says the connection to divine guidance is within you. And I think that's so beautiful, because like this really does tie in with consciousness. So I think this group is going to be trying to develop their intuitive abilities in the month of April. So that's so exciting. It's so crazy. If you do resonate with this group, please let me know, because I wrote in my journal a couple of days ago that I also was looking to do the same thing. And maybe I can make a video about it in the month of April. I don't know. Let me know if you guys would be interested in that. I'm going to pull one more card, or two more, whatever comes out really. All right. Any more residual last messages for group 1? Any more messages for group 1? They might not have any more. Okay, I'm going to say that you guys don't have any more messages. You just had that white eagle. So yeah, definitely consciousness, raising your consciousness, being faced with choices in terms of what you want to do with these abilities that you are bringing into the month of March or April. I don't know why I keep saying that. I'm sorry. But yeah, this is great, group 1. Like I said, let me know down below if this resonated with you, and then maybe I can make some videos on it too, since I am doing the same thing. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye. Hello, group 2. Welcome to your pick a card reading. What is coming your way in the month of April? And then we have for you this heart with a lock. Oops. I don't know, it's not focusing. That's okay. We're going to put that bad boy right there. Flip over our oracle card, because this oracle card is going to tell us the theme and what you're bringing into the month of April. So let's see what it says. Oh, dynamic number 23. This is beautiful. This is my sacred geometry deck. I haven't used it on this channel yet before. I've been studying it. I'm not perfect with this deck, because like I said, I've had it for about a month. It takes me a couple of months, it takes me even a couple of years to fully learn a deck. Anyway, we have the number 23, dynamic. The frequency of dynamic supports our ability to harmonize between layers and aspects of different origin and frequency. It helps us to put together reality that is made up from many different elements, both familiar and completely new, with ease, grace, and great joy. So dynamic with the number 23 breaks 2 plus 3 is 5. It could be a life path 5, or 5 could be a very significant number to you, or even 23 could be a very significant number to you. And look at all these colors of this sacred geometry. So beautiful. So yeah, like I said, dynamic with the number 23. That is kind of your theme of the month of April. So dynamic, it can be described as an energetic force that is constantly changing. And dynamic, I feel like, can mean more or can mean different things to other people. But dynamic, you're changing the dynamic of something, bringing in new energy, is what I think about. And yeah, and then like you see how like in the sacred geometry there's a bunch of different colors, so they're bringing in a bunch of different aspects. We have the crown chakra, so this is how I read colors in my tarot. We have this crown chakra, we have yellow for our solar plexus, we have like colors that represent the sacral chakra. We have many different elements here. You could even describe it as earth for green, water for blue, and so on. So I think that in the month of April, you're going to be bringing in lots of different things, lots of newness, putting things together. So yeah, let's see what that's all about. If you've never been to my channel before, we live shuffle. So, let me just cut the deck real quick. This is group 2, dynamic. Okay. So, dynamic. What is coming for group 2 in the month of April? What is coming for group 2 in the month of April? We have the King of Wands. He showed up in reverse. And we also have the Fool card. Okay. So the Fool is all about new beginnings. And let's get some more cards. And more... Oh my gosh. My cards love to fall on the ground. I think it's my guide's way of like testing my patience. Like, not in a bad way, just because I can be impatient. So it's like their way of testing me sometimes. Anyway, so we have the King of Wands, the Fool, and the Queen of Wands. So, all right. So my first thing that popped into my mind is within this new beginning, I think it's moving away from like the more masculine energy, and I don't mean male or female. We each hold masculine and feminine energy. Feminine energy is that more nurturing, caring energy. Feminine or masculine energy can be a little bit more aggressive, a bit more confident, and kind of like in your face is how I like to explain it. So with the Fool card, I think it's all about kind of stepping away from or moving away from the divine masculine energy and trying to embody a more feminine energy. And the divine feminine, and even just the Queen of Wands in general, she's very intuitive. This sun right here, the sunflower here, we have the black cat here, very in touch with the earth. The King of Wands, not that he's a bad ruler, he's a great ruler, but he can be a bit more, I wouldn't say aggressive, not in the King of Wands, but a lot more sure of himself. Not that the Queen of Wands isn't, but he makes choices more so out of logic, I guess you could say, rather than intuition. So I think it's in the month of April, especially when you're bringing in and integrating a bunch of different things into your life, making sure you're listening to your intuition, especially going into this new chapter. You're about to learn a boatload of new lessons. I think you guys are coming out of a time where you kind of like shedded this older version of yourself, stepping into a newer version of yourself, stepping into the sun. The Fool also like is blindly trusting the universe, so I think that's what you guys are doing right now. He has his white rose right here, which can mean purity. He has his knapsack here, and there's a couple different discussions, but for me and how I read tarot is the Fool, and his knapsack is carrying all the elements, wands, pentacles, what's the other one? Wands, pentacles, swords, and oh my gosh, why can't I think of the other one? Earth, pentacles. I already said that. Oh my gosh, I can't think of it. I am terrible right now. the cups. There we go. That's what I needed to see. He has all the elements in his knapsack. So the wands, cups, pentacles, and swords. And we see that play out because this is number 0 and the major arcana. And we see all of these elements in the magician card, which is why I say that, because in the magician card, all of the elements are out on the table. And so in my opinion, that is what the Fool is carrying in his knapsack, is the power of all of these elements. And that really does tie in with the dynamic. I think you guys are bringing in all the lessons that you have learned recently. You're bringing it into this new chapter, and I feel like you guys are very balanced, or going to be very balanced in the month of April. And like I said, using your intuition and being a more like, not leading with your head but leading with your heart in the month of April. And just trusting in the universe, trusting that the universe has your back. All right, what else are we bringing in the month of April for group 2? What else is coming group 2's way? We have the King of Pentacles as well. So yeah, you guys are definitely taking a step back from your more masculine energy and stepping into your more feminine energy. The month of April may seem a bit different for you. I think you guys are just changing your dynamic in general. Like of a lot of aspects of your life in the month of April are going to be changing. Okay. And hold on, let me grab my mini deck right here. Why is the King of Pentacles here in reverse? Why is the King of Pentacles in reverse here? We have the 6 of Cups, and it's not very clear for me, so I'm going to get some more clarity. Why is the King of Pentacles here? We have the 2 of Wands and then the 2 of Cups. Okay, so the 2 of Wands is all about travel. And he, in a sense, has like the world, the earth in his hands right here. And so, like I said, the 2 of Wands is about travel. So, and also choices, because all of the 2s and the suits in the minor arcana do talk about duality and talk about choices. So very interesting. I'm just setting this card to see if anything pops up in my head. And then we have the 6 of Cups here, that these both clarify the King of Pentacles. The 6 of Cups talks about reunion, innocence, childhood, because you can see 2 children here, and within these cups we have all the cups full of flowers, and that's so fitting because it's springtime. And he's giving, it looks like it could be a boy or a girl. It looks like a little boy giving a cup full of flowers to this little girl. So reunion, maybe you are going to be traveling and meeting some new friends in the month of April. It's just interesting that this King of Pentacles is here in reverse. That's what's trumping me. Because the King of Pentacles normally would be a leader that's like, he makes great choices, so he's secure, his foundation is secure, his kingdom is secure. And maybe recently you have found that like your foundation or something within your finances, earthly pleasures, has been turned upside down. And I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. I think it's a way for you to reevaluate and kind of, like I said, fix the dynamic in your life. Something wasn't working for you within your career. Something wasn't working for you within your money situation. So in the month of April, you're going to kind of be expanding your mind, or expanding something. It could be just from the way you think. It could be expanding your mind. You could be developing new skills in the month of April. But you are going to be traveling in the month of April, and I think within this travel you're going to meet some like kindred spirits, And it might leave you with some choices. Maybe you end up visiting somebody or going somewhere and you fall in love with this place and now you want to leave and go, and you want to move there. I'm not quite sure. That's not clear for me right now, but I do see travel, and somehow within this travel it's going to bring you some kindred spirits. And I think also within this King of Pentacles, it's even though it's in reverse, I think it's really asking you to be more open, not to be like this King of Pentacles in reverse, which would be a little bit more hard-headed, stubborn, maybe not making like good choices when it comes to money, or making good choices in terms of like what's good for his foundation or what's good for his kingdom. But I do see some expansion here within the month of April. So yeah, expansion even within your career is what just came up. I think I might have mentioned that, but you could be collaborating, even though this isn't technically a collaboration card. It is a card to me that is about a reunion of some sorts, especially with more of like a kindred spirit, soulmate connection. And soulmate doesn't have to be soulmate in terms of romantic relationship. It can be platonic as well. But yeah, so I'm seeing some expansion for you guys in the month of April, expanding your mind, expanding your finances, expanding something. And you could be doing this with other people, or other people can be coming into your life when this happens. So that's interesting. We're gonna keep moving on, keep on trucking. I'm gonna put my mini deck over here, I guess. Sorry to reach over. All right. Okay, so what else do we have for you? I'm trying to think of some questions that I can ask. I don't know. Let's just keep going. Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. And then we have Temperance in reverse. So yeah, we do have a couple of reversals in this spread. Nothing to be fearful of. Reversals, yes, they can have a I wouldn't say like a negative meaning, because I don't think any cards in the tarot are inherently bad. I think sometimes when the reversals come up, it's just something extra to consider and think about. And I think right now you may feel like your life is just not balanced right now. Maybe you're struggling with something. I think you're struggling maybe to find balance, or maybe you feel as if things are just out of whack. Hold on, let me get some more clarity. Can I please have some? Okay. You would have to ask my question. Yeah, we have the Eight of Wands here, and the Eight of Wands is like fast movement forward. So I'm gonna say that things have, not even just in the month of April, but very recently, I think a lot of changes have happened within your life, and it's kind of left you maybe to be a bit confused, maybe not to feel as if you're like in control of the outcome. And I think that is a very temporary passing feeling, because the Eight of Wands is very fast-paced energy. Wands is very fast-paced energy. I mean, we're talking matter of days, maybe a week. So I think that in the month of April, or just in general within like the energy now, if you do feel out of balance, I think that within the month of April, like the balance is going to be restored, even if it doesn't seem like it is now, because we do have the Temperance in reverse. This Eight of Wands, like I said, it's very, very quick movement. So you might have a couple of days in the month of April where you feel overwhelmed. You may feel like nothing, you're like making all the wrong choices. But I do think that those thoughts are going to move past you very quickly. So this may just be a temporary energy in the month of April, and it could also be an energy that you are feeling right now, because the Temperance is a major arcana card, which is it's a major theme in our lives. It's not the day-to-day like the minor arcana would be. This is pretty hefty theme that we see in our life. So that's why I feel like the Temperance is something that you could be experiencing now, and then it could be also feeding into the month of April, where you just feel not yourself. Things are not things have just taken a turn recently, or taking a turn in the month of April, and it's just leaving you to feel a bit perplexed, I guess you could say. But like I said, that energy will pass very quickly. So no need to worry there if that comes up for you. So do we have any advice? Okay, these cards are wild today. I'm gonna reshuffle these because like I didn't really shuffle and I don't like that. Alright, so do we have any advice for group 2 in the month of April? Any advice? Any advice for group 2 in the month of April? Any advice? Okay. So we have the 7 of Cups, which is interesting because that came up in the first group as well. Okay. I'm trying to keep these like in line. Anyway, don't you guys love this new angle? I love it. Yeah, so let's see. We have the Wheel of Fortune. This is advice. Okay. Okay, any more advice in the month of April? Any advice in the month of April? Okay, wow, the 8 of Wands coming up again. So lots of quick movements in the month of April. Lots of fast changing energy. So the first message that I'm getting is things are not going to seem the way they are for long. And I think that is to be interpreted how you interpret it. If you're going through a hard time financially or going through a hard time mentally, I think that especially with the 8 of Wands here twice, that things are not going to stay that way for long. So don't worry about that. That is the first piece of advice that just came to my mind. Then we have the 7 of Cups here. Very interesting because the 7 of Cups is another cup that does talk about making choices. But within these different cups, there's different choices to be made. I wonder if I can find the Rider-Waite version of this card because I would love for you guys to see it, to see what I mean. The Ethereal Visions deck is great. The 7 of Cups card, probably the only card that I wish was a little bit more traditional. Not that it's not. You'll see what I mean. Hold on. Oh, wow. I passed it. Okay. So this is what I mean. The 7 of Cups in a traditional deck, I do wish, like I said, I do wish this Ethereal Visions explained had a better depiction, but I love that deck, so no hate. So in a traditional deck, the 7 of Cups, it has a snake here. It has that little alligator that we see in the Ethereal Visions one. It has the like wreath here. You have jewels, like gold pretty much. You have the castle here, which you see the castle here in the background there. And then you have a person here. So basically the 7 of Cups, like I said, talks about lots of choices, and within the cups, within the choices that you have like the more negative energy. You could be a snake. You could attract this gold and abundance here. You can attract a great strong foundation with this castle here. So, and then we have the Wheel of Fortune card, which is the wish card. So whatever you guys are kind of asking for in the month of April, I think it's going to be kind of like honed in on. You're going to have a chance to, in a sense, make a wish. But within that wish, you need to realize that there are certain, there are certain consequences for choices that you can make. So if you choose to be that snake, you choose to go into and make this choice, make your wish with ill intentions or ill motivations, I think that this is where that Ace of Pentacles comes in. If you make choices out of bad motivation, or out of envy, out of fear, out of any low vibrational energy, I think this is where that Ace of Pentacles comes into play. There can't be a new beginning if you make this choice out of fear. Like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of an example. Like, let's say I'm going to use a job just because we do have the Ace of Pentacles here. Let's say you want a new job, but you're not exactly sure what you want to do. You want it to be fulfilling and whatnot. But you decided just to take the first thing that comes your way. It doesn't matter what it is. You don't actually listen to your soul's calling saying, hey, I want a job now that actually fulfills me. And you just kind of pick the first thing that you see because you're acting out of fear of thinking, oh, there's never going to be a perfect job for me. I just have to suck it up and deal with this one thing. Then yeah, I feel like you guys are just going to kind of go on the same cycle in terms of like things aren't actually going to change. Also, this could play out in friendships because the Seven of Cups is about our emotional state and friendships. You could have friends to choose from, or you could make the choice of, am I going to cut this person off or I'm going to keep them in my life? And if you choose to continue being friends with the snake or with this reptilian, again, the new beginnings, it's just going to kind of, it's not going to be the new beginnings. You're going to be stuck in that same cycle. And I think that's what this is really saying here, is not to get sucked up into the same cycle that you have been in, whether it be just for the last month, last year, last 6 months, whatever. I think that you guys are holding on to a lot of things within your life that aren't serving you and that you know aren't serving you, that you have acknowledged before. And I think this is about a person, more so about a job, but it could be about a job because this is a general reading. But I think that you guys have to think, what do you really want for yourself? Do you want to have half-assed friends that could blow up on you tomorrow, or not even just blow up on you, but deceive you tomorrow? Or do you want friends that are always going to be there for you, that you don't have to worry about, that you don't have to fear if they're going to, I don't know, start an argument with you or steal something from you? I don't know. These are just ideas that the first thing I can think of. But yeah, I think that you guys are trying to bring in new energy into your life, but you're stuck bringing in the old energy still. And that is where some of these choices come in. I feel like this is where some of the out of balance cards comes in. And you have the power to make the changes. And if you do make the changes in terms of, you're going to pick people that are there for you, you're going to pick people that are in alignment with for you, you're going to pick the job that's in alignment for you, you're going to pick all your choices because they benefit you, and then you can make this. The advice is, if you do have the self-control, or if you have the ability to realize what's not holding you back and you're able to cut those things off, then things will change very, very quickly for you. But things could also change very quickly for you in the other direction. If you continue to hold on to connections that don't serve you, if you continue to hold on to a job that doesn't serve you, whatever the case may be, then yeah, this is going to change very quickly, but it's not going to change very quickly in your favor. That was a huge message. And so I want you guys to really think about that, especially if you've been going back and forth about, do you want this person in your life? Do you want this thing, situation, whatever in your life? So yeah, definitely huge message for y'all. We're going to move on to some spirit cards, and we're almost done. Any spirit animal cards for group 2? Any spirit animal cards for group 2? I'm going to pick the first 3 off the top if you don't come out. Okay. So I'm going to shuffle this and then pick the first 3 off the top. Alright, so we have the grasshopper spirit with number 30. Take a leap of faith. Take a leap of faith. We're going to put that right next to the Fool card so you can see that you need to take a leap of faith. Hold on. I'm going to drink my coffee. Alright, second card. Porcupine spirit. Time for a beginner's mind. Put that bad boy over there. Time for a beginner's mind. And then we have the turtle spirit. Slow and steady wins the race. Oh my gosh. Slow and steady wins the race. And it's so crazy that slow and steady wins the race, but then we have these two like fast-paced movement forward cards here. But maybe just, you know, not thinking that you have to change things super quickly, knowing that you can take the time to meticulously plan this part of your life in the month of April is a big message here as well. You know, it's okay that these fast movement changes are here, but making sure the changes that you're making are long lasting and not just changes that are going to be there for a couple of days and then you're going to revert back to your old way of being. It's really about making lasting changes. And take a leap of faith. I think this is kind of self-explanatory. Go into this new beginning with no expectations, but also apparently that's what's a huge word there. Also trusting in the divine. Time for a beginner's mind. Time for a childlike mind. Going into things with childlike wonder and curiosity, and being like a child. They just trust. They trust you. They trust that someone's going to be to catch them when they fall. So just kind of embodying that energy. So group 2, any divine feather messages. All right, we have the eagle. You are learning all aspects of spiritual connection and reaching new heights. And I think that you can reach new heights within your spirituality and within your connection to the divine if you actually just trust them. I know it sounds hard because you're like trusting in this omnipresent being that's not physically here but is actually all around you. Like, it's pretty scary, I get it. But this is what I have for you, group 2. I hope this resonated with you. Please let me know down below. Give me a huge thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Bye. Hello, group 3. Welcome to your pick a card reading. I have this blue and gold moon for you. And we're going to go ahead, like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, in the beginning of the video, this is what is coming your way in the month of April. So we're going to go ahead, flip over this oracle card and see what the theme is and then go from there. Integration with number 30. So this is my Sacred Geometry Oracle deck. Super cool deck. The frequency of integration supports our embrace of every aspect of ourselves, allowing what we perceive as positive and what we perceive as negative to harmonize in a balanced symphony of life. So the theme of integration is going to be big for you in the month of April. That's what's coming your way. And it could be as simple as integrating ideas that you've been having. It could be integrating lessons into your life. Maybe you've been doing some shadow work. So yeah, this is going to be great. Integration is a theme for you in the month of April. So let's go ahead and get started. I do live shuffle on this channel. I've been standing for the last hour, so I'm going to sit. So if you see me like, I don't even know, you might see me, no, it looks fine on the camera. We're good. Okay. All right, so what is coming for group 3? I'm going to go ahead and clear this deck. What's coming in the month of April for group 3? Oh, that didn't even shuffle together. That's cute. What is coming in the month of April for group 3? Okay. Sorry. It wasn't working. Okay. Let's see. What is coming group 3's way in the month of April? We have the Knight of Swords in reverse. What is coming group 3's way? 4 of Cups. I think I'm going to start there, actually. So We have for you the Knight of Swords, and we also have for you the Four of Cups. And the Knight of Swords in reverse, you know, the Knight of Swords would usually be charging forward with like aggressiveness and confidence, and with this Knight of Swords in reverse in the month of April, or maybe it's a theme that you're experiencing now going into April, like I feel a bit that you're scared to make some moves for some reason, and for moves in some area of your life. I feel like maybe you've also become a bit stagnant in your life, and that's playing out in the cards right here. In the month of April, I think you could be going into the month of April still with that like bit of stagnant energy, but we have the Four of Cups here, and the Four of Cups, you know, I feel like there's two sides to this card. I feel like the Four of Cups can be about rest and meditating. What I also feel the Four of Cups is about, you will be receiving signs in the month of April. But see, he has his eyes closed, and it's like he's not seeing the sign. He's not seeing this floating cup. He's not seeing this idea floating around ahead of him. You know, I think it's okay to meditate and focus on the internal, but I think in the month of April, it's also about focusing on the external, focusing and integrating, you know, the spiritual side of life and also the physical side of life. So maybe you've been scared to put ideas into action for one reason or another. Maybe you haven't been paying attention to the signs that you've been receiving for one reason or another. So in the month of April, you're being asked to kind of open your eyes to recognize the signs that are around you. I feel like this group is kind of like on this half of like, they believe they have a spirit team, they believe in the signs and synchronicities of the universe, but then there's like, they like teeter at this half of like, we believe, and also like, I'm not sure, I need to see more to 100% like immerse myself in those beliefs. So maybe in the month of April, asking for more signs from your guides, from a past loved one, as well as even coming up. So if you have a I don't know, a parent, a sibling, aunt, uncle, someone that's passed, I think they're trying to send you signs, and it's not that you don't want to see them. I think you feel like it's too good to be true. So opening your eyes a little bit in the month of April, and allowing those signs to kind of flow in, because with this Knight of Swords, the swords is about power and conflict and where it kind of shows up into our life. And I feel like with a sword, the swords are double-edged. You can use a sword for good, for protection, or you can use sword for bad, for hurting somebody, for, you know, so trying to find that balance. Oh wow, sorry, my candle is like, I don't know if you can see it, but it's like melting onto my table. Ooh. I've never used those candle holders before. Oh well, I guess it'll be fine. I'll just clean it up later. Sorry, it just caught me off guard. Interesting. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, double-edged sword, and then the cups is about our emotional state and also relationships. So that's kind of where I feel like those signs come in, as far as like signs from a past loved one, because they represent our internal state and also our relationships. And that is kind of where I picked up on that sign. But let's keep going. I think it's a great start. So what else is coming group 3's way in the month of April? Wow, we have the Nine of Pentacles. That's beautiful. I love that card. What else is coming group 3's way? Okay, and the King of Cups. Perfect. So even though we have this Knight here, we do have this King here, and the King is definitely higher than the Knight. So I love to see that. So, and like I said, I feel like this is energy you're kind of coming into April with, and not so much like the entire theme of April. anyway, but we have this Nine of Pentacles here. And I think once you kind of, like I said, we have the integration here. Once you kind of start integrating the signs that you're receiving with your logical thoughts, that this Nine of Pentacles can kind of come into play. Because Nine of Pentacles is like you're reaping what you've sown. And so if you're integrating both the spiritual side and the physical side together, and it could even be, you know, this is the only Pentacle cards we have here. We have lots of Cups and we have Swords here. So lots about our emotional state and lots about our relationships. But then we have Pentacles, which is our earthly pleasures. And earthly pleasures can go many different ways. It could be as far as materialism goes, or it could be as far as children goes, because I feel like children are earthly pleasures. We, you know, but for this in specific, it's some type of abundance that you're manifesting into your life, that you're integrating into your life. Ooh, sorry. We have the Nine of Pentacles. These, I think these are grapes. Yeah, they're grapes. Sorry. And also in the background, we have this castle. I don't know if you can see it. It's like kind of, it's light up here, and then my light like kind of dims up here, so it's dark. But we have like a house back here, which is about a foundation. So I think in the month of April, you are going to be strengthening your foundation of sorts. You're going to have a lot of prosperity come your way. I'm kind of just looking at this card. I don't know what's down here. I think that might be her foot. I like to look at the tiny little symbols sometimes if they catch my eye. But you see her foot is on the ground. I don't know why, that just like, I've never actually noticed this about the card. It's kind of, but her foot's on the ground. I think her, like, she's very solid. So I think you guys have been working on yourselves a lot recently. If it's within the last year, even just within this year, you've been working on yourself a lot. In the month of April, you're going to see some of those things that you've been working on. You're going to see the changes that maybe other people can see about you, but you haven't been able to see about yourself. And they're very positive changes. I think this group has done a lot of shadow work, a lot of self-reflection, and now they're ready to integrate their lessons that they've learned within that reflection into their life now, or into the month of April. We have this King of Cups here, and the King of Cups is very like emotionally stable. He's a leader. Yes, he's the leader of his kingdom, but he's very emotionally stable. He doesn't really make choices out of sheer logic. He brings his heart into things, brings his soul into things. We have lots of water energy here. We could get the Pisces. We have lots of fish here. We have the ocean in the background. So he's also very go with the flow. And I think that's another thing you're being asked to consider in the month of April, is to be more go in the flow. Be not having to hold on to the outcome of everything, not having to control every single thing. Because ultimately, I think the universe knows what we want better than what we actually know ourselves. What I mean by that is you can ask for things to come into your life, or you could start working towards something, bringing something into your life to manifest into your life, and instead of focusing on like every single step of the way, focusing on the big picture. Obviously, there are steps to get to that big picture, but not to feeling you have to control every single aspect of the things that you are bringing into your life. Being able to kind of say, oh, well, if it's not working out in this way, what can I do to make it kind of more in my favor? And even, like I said, integrating things with the past. I think that not being in control of everything is something that you've learned recently, to kind of let go, to let yourself rest, to let yourself not always be like go, and taking a minute to step back and reflect and focus on what you need. And also, like I said, not having to like control every aspect of everything that you're trying to do. Sometimes you do have to just sit back and make a choice and just let that choice bring you wherever it's supposed to bring you. But yeah, So that's an interesting message. Very interesting. And I do have to pause the camera real quick. I have to potty. Hold on, sorry. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Had to just go potty, but I am here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull some more cards. And yeah, all right. So group 3, what else is in store for group 3 in the month of April? Hold on. All right. We have again the Knight. Very interesting. We have another Knight card in reverse. We have the Knight of Pentacles now in reverse. We also have the Knight of Cups in reverse. Then we have the Tower. Okay. Hold on. Put these all up there. Very interesting. Very interesting. All the Knight cards are in reverse. So that's cool. I've never had that happen. That's why I'm a little bit perplexed right now. I'm like, what the fuck? Anyway, so I do think that, because I think to me the Knight is not quite the king, obviously. He's still kind of like lower level. I think that you guys, if this makes sense, I think that you guys are meant to be leaders. You're not meant to be followers. And I think that you guys have been taking on more so of a follower mentality, maybe, or just a follower like mindset, instead of like really truly embracing this like leadership qualities that you have. I think that you could be a really great leader. Not quite sure what in what realm. It could be, you could be a spiritual. You could also just be a leader in your job or in politics or whatever. I think that you guys are focused more so on like the small things instead of focusing on like the bigger picture. And I mentioned that before, I believe. And with this Tower movement, I think you're going to start seeing that about yourself. You're going to start seeing yourself as a leader instead of a follower and sorts. It's okay if you are a follower. You don't have the calling to be a quote unquote leader in this lifetime. I don't think being a follower is necessarily bad, but I do feel like there are different types of people on this earth. Some are meant to be leaders in their industry, and some are meant to just be the helpful hands in their industry. It means nothing in terms of like, I'm not saying, oh, you're a leader, you're better. I'm just saying, I think you guys have leadership qualities that you're ignoring. And so in the month of April, maybe you're going to be finding that about yourself, because we have the Tower card here, and the Tower card is not bad. It just means that things like, yes, you might be shaken to your core a little bit, but it's because your core just needs to be reevaluated, and you need to bring in some new energies, integrate some new energies, integrate the new lessons, any new lessons that you've learned. And I think I mentioned self-reflection too. So I think that within your self-reflection, you realize that you have more to offer to people than what you're putting out. And I'm not sure if you're just scared to put your ideas out there. You're scared to make a name for yourself for one reason or the next. But I think the month of April, you're going to be finding your footing a little bit more within this leadership realm. And like I said, I think that's really what the Tower card is talking about with all these reversals with the Knights. I don't think it's anything necessarily bad. It's just you're focused on being this like small person when you're actually meant to be this huge person that can make a difference. And I think in what areas you want to make a difference. I think that's already been revealed to you, or maybe that is something that you're ignoring. What you're meant to do is trying to be revealed to you. Maybe you just haven't been you've been kind of pushing it off, but in the month of April, I think it's going to be right in front of your face to say, hey, this is what you're supposed to be doing, or hey, this is what you should be focusing on, so you can make a change in this aspect of life and help others do the same. So I think that'll make sense to you if it resonates with you. If it doesn't resonate with you, then it just doesn't apply for you specifically. Okay. But we do have the Knight of Wands here, which is cool. And then we have the Two of Cups. So like I said, trying to make yourself brand new again. I think that you are focused on this like dinky cup over here. Focused on like, yeah, I think within the month of April, you just need to integrate the lessons that you've learned, that you have learned, the self-reflection, the things that you know you need to change, but you've been putting it off. I think in the month of April, it's really going to become at the forefront to say you have to change these things in order to progress forward. I think this group is holding on to a lot that may not serve them, especially with these Knights in reverse. The Court cards can represent people in our lives, not just ourselves. They can represent other people in your lives. So the Knight of Pentacles could be your boss, maybe, or a coworker, because we're thinking kind of lower on the spectrum. A knight wouldn't be a boss. Sorry. But and the Knight of Cups, it could be a bad friendship, or a bad friend in your life that's wreaking havoc. But I think that you are really asked to look at all aspects of your life, because we have every single knight of knight here. We have the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Cups, the Pentacles, and the Swords. Every suit of knights is in this spread right now. So to me, like I said, I've never had that happen before, so I think that's very interesting. But I think the reversals more so represent people or situations in your life that may not serve you. Even this Knight of Wands is you. You're charging forward. You want to be this brand new person. So you are going to do what it takes in the month of April to do that for yourself. No more taking bullshit from other people. No more accepting less than what you deserve in the month of April. I think you really are going to step into your power and realize that you have leadership qualities. You don't need to be with like the sheep in a sense. And I feel like in this sense that I mean when I'm talking about a sheep, I think that there are just people in your life that don't see big like you do, or don't want big things for your life, and I feel like that's okay in certain friendships and relationships, but for the ones that you have in your life right now that you know aren't serving you, I think it just isn't going to work out. I think that they are at a very lower vibration than you are, and I think in the month of April you're really gonna realize that you truly do vibrate at this really high frequency, and that you have things that you want to teach other people or share with other people, and you want to be this brand new cup, and I think you have the power to do that. But I'm gonna look and see what's the advice for group 3. What advice do you have for group 3? We have the Page of Swords. So you're being asked to go into April with a innocent energy. The page would be considered that like teenager or young adult that's just starting out in life. That is who the page represents. And it does not matter if you are young, you could be older, but it just means to kind of, I feel like you guys are stepping into a chapter where you can be like those younger people going into college. The world is their oyster. They literally can make their life whatever they want. And I think in the month of April, you are going to be able to do that as well. But it's about believing that you're able to do that. And it's about recognizing that maybe some of the people in your life are the ones holding you back. Because like I said, this court cards can represent people, not only yourselves. And I do think, since we have 3 reversals here and then the Knight of Wands upright, that these are other people in your life. And then this Knight of Wands is more so yourself. But yeah, this Page of Swords, the advice is to go into the next month without any expectations. To know that life is a double-edged sword. You can continue to go down this path that you're inviting people that don't align with you, you're inviting situations or habits that aren't aligning with you, or you can flip the switch and say, hey, you know what, I'm not going to take less than what I deserve. Like I said, double-edged sword here with the Page of Swords. And you can go into this new chapter with a new, fresh mindset. You can pick up on the signs because you're not focused on what's going wrong in your life. You're not focused on, oh, is this person going to fuck me over tomorrow? Like, no, you know that the people in your life are there for you. You don't have to worry about the choices you're making. You don't have to worry about offending somebody else because you know that the people in your life are there for you. So I think that in the next, like I said, integrating the lessons that you've learned. I think you've learned all of these lessons. Like, you've learned boundaries. You've learned, like, what you have an idea what you want to do in the long run. I think that you know all of these things, but in the month of April, it is now time to integrate all those. And that's very, very important. So we are going to move on to Oracle cards, and then that'll be it. So, Oracle cards for group 3. I'm going to shuffle this and then pick the 3 off the top. Alright, energy wasn't very good, so we're going to shuffle one more time. After the shuffle, I am picking the first 3 off the top, Spirit, so please, any cards for group 3. Alright, so we have the Deer Spirit, Bring a Gentle Touch. This came up in group 1 as well. We have the Giraffe Spirit. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. See the bigger picture. And then we have the Turkey Spirit, Give with Gratitude and Grace. And so Giraffe and Deer both came out in group 1. So if you guys were going in between those 2 groups, you can check that out, group 1. But so we have 8 plus 1, which is the Deer Spirit, which could be like number 9. It breaks down to number 9. So you could be a life path 9, but you don't have to be. We have the Giraffe Spirit, 9 plus 2, which is 11, which is a master number, so we don't break that down anymore. And then we have 6 plus 1 over here, so our number 61 could be significant to you. You could be 61, you could be 18, you could be 29, or you can even be 30. And you can also be a life path number 7. So we have Bring a Gentle Touch. And I think this is really all about giving yourself grace in the moments that you need it most. Don't beat yourself up because you've allowed someone in your life that doesn't match up with your energy anymore. Don't feel bad if you have slipped up one day. Give yourself grace. Be gentle with yourselves. Don't beat yourself up, especially if you're learning lots of hard lessons right now. Just know that it's okay to learn, that you are still learning. We're all learning while we're here on this earth. It's okay. Turkey Spirit, Give with Gratitude and Grace. So just in the month of April, I would suggest showing more gratitude. Gratitude, especially when you journal, being thankful towards your guides, being thankful for the people that are in your life, being thankful for yourself. Honestly, a huge thing is being thankful for yourself and loving yourself. Because if you love yourself first, and you truly do love yourself, then you're going to radiate that positive energy onto other people, and it's going to encourage other people to love themselves just as much. And with the Giraffe Spirit, see the big picture. And I think I mentioned that somewhere in here, but see the big picture. Don't feel like you have to control like every small aspect of the game. You know what I mean? Knowing that you can kind of make an idea. Make an idea and kind of like watch it unfold. You don't have to hold on to every single small detail or every small part of the outcome. Oh my gosh. Oh, got the hiccups. And then we have the Divine Messenger. This will be our last oracle deck, our last oracle card. We have the Osprey. This is the feather. I love these cards so much. And then we have Your Success is Now at Hand. Allow the abundance to flow to you effortlessly. That ties in with the Knight of Pentacles. Allow the abundance to flow to you effortlessly. Not to hold on to everything. I think that you have a lot bubbling under the surface that either you know is coming or you can't see it yet, but you have lots of things coming your way. and it's just about aligning yourself with that, and that means aligning yourself in terms of the people in your life, the situations, the habits, the thought patterns. But yeah, so thank you so much, group 3. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If it resonated with you, comment down below, give me a huge thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and you can check out my resources in my bio, or my link, or my description. I have some of my blog articles. I have all my decks. I haven't updated with these 2 decks, so I will do that. And yeah, I have my PayPal, Venmo down below if you feel called to make a donation. Do not have to. But yeah, thank you so much, group 3. I will see you next time. Bye. Hello, group 4. Welcome to your pick a card reading. If you picked this golden elephant, this is probably my favorite charm out of the bunch so far. This is awesome. I love elephants, so. But we have your golden elephant. We're going to put you right there, group 4. And like I said in the beginning of the video, this is about what is coming your way in the month of April. So we're going to go ahead and flip over our oracle card. This will be a big theme for you, and then we will kind of go from there. So let's do a drum roll. What do you have coming your way? Change. Wow, that's pretty direct. So we have number 12, change. The frequency of change supports our ability to gracefully dance with the forever changing nature of reality, both inward and outward. So we can appreciate the sweet release of the old and birth of the new. I don't look at these oracle cards before I flip them over, so they're a surprise to me too. I just want to let you guys know that. So wow, you guys have changed, and this is a sacred geometry deck. I'm still learning more about sacred geometry, so I'm not perfect, but I love this. Isn't this cute? Anyway, but that's so cool. So what's coming your way in the month of April? Change. Yay. Let's see what kind of change is coming your way. I love that. And so I do live shuffle on this channel, just to let y'all know, but let's go ahead. I'm going to clear the energy from the last group real quick. Hold on. And we are going to focus on group 4. What changes are coming group 4's way? What is coming group 4's way in the month of April? All right, let's go ahead, jump right in. Okay, cool. Perfect. So we have the Star card. This is beautiful already. We have the 6 of Cups. And like, as I'm doing this, I feel so pumped up right now. I did not feel this happy about any other group. So I feel like you guys' energy right now, or going into the month of April, is going to be immaculate. You're going to see, we're going to see. And then we have the Queen of Cups. Okay. So coming your way in the month of April. So we have the Star card, the 6 of Cups, and then the Queen of Cups in reverse. So I'm going to start with the Star card. So the Star card is like a wish card. Wish upon a star, right? That's what it means. But so in the month of April, I think that you guys have been trying to make major changes in your life. And maybe those changes will come out, but for right now, you guys have been trying to manifest new things in your life. You could have been doing lots of shadow work, recently, trying to just change the aspects of yourself that you're not 100% happy with, or that don't 100% line up with you. And look, forever changing nature of reality, both inward and outward. So I think you have worked on the inner side of yourselves. Now you're working to implement those inner changes into your outside world. And we have the Star card here, so lots of abundance flowing. It's like she's like meticulously trying to figure out, like, okay, what path does she want to take? But then we have this like overflowing of abundance here. But so the wish card, you can take a minute to even make a wish and write down your wish for the month of April. But then we have the 6 of Cups here. 6 of Cups. We have this house in the background. We have 2 friends here. They're filling their cups up with some flowers, which this could mean reunion, nostalgia. It looks like even in this doorway, it's like a person is looking at them, like it's like the mother is like looking over them. So I'm gonna see, let's see, Make some clarity on the Six of Cups. Why is the Six of Cups here? Oh, we have the Ten of Swords. What? The Ten of Swords. Okay. So basically with the Ten of Swords, it's like, I'm sorry, lost my train of thought. Okay. Ten of Swords is like, if you get one more sword put into you, like you're dead. And so I think that you guys in the month of April, especially when it's explaining the Six of Cup card, which to me is like friendship, like I said, nostalgia, childhood in a sense, and it could have, like I said, you guys have been probably doing a lot of shadow work, inner child work, trying to, maybe you had some things happen earlier in your childhood that still affect you to this day into your adult life, so you're trying to work past that, work through that, and basically like what I'm seeing is that if you don't do the work, especially leading into the month of April, like you're just gonna feel this Ten of Swords. So going into the month of April, today's the new, or I'm recording this on the full moon, but I'm not posting this until 2 days after the full moon. But going into April, maybe you even did it with the full moon ritual, is releasing things that don't serve you anymore, releasing thought patterns, habits, people even, that don't serve you, especially, and then like feelings, trying to pinpoint if you did have something happen in your childhood that affects you into this day, trying to figure out what it is so that you don't get burnt out by it, so you don't feel this Ten of Swords affect by whatever is kind of holding you back in a sense. You might even have things in the month of April that remind you of things that happened in your childhood, and it kind of triggers you a little bit. And so if that does happen, I think you just need to kind of, when that does occur, figure out why it's triggering you and kind of work from there. Because we have this Queen of Cups here in reverse. So I feel like these cards really tie in with one another in terms of emotional state. I think in the month of April, like I said, you're going to have some things come up, traumas that have, maybe you try not to think about, you don't want to think about, but things that hold you back are going to be coming up the month of April, so that you can change, so you can bring positive changes into your life. So you may feel this Queen of Cups energy, you may feel emotionally drained, maybe just like out of whack within your emotions, maybe you turn a bit reactive in the month of April, so be wary of that if you find yourself being reactive. Like I said, things could trigger you in the month of April, but those triggers simply are there for you to work through. It's not to harm you. It's to show you like what aspects that you still need to work on so that you can bring lasting changes into your life. So what else is happening in the month of April? So lots of cup energy so far. And then we have the Nine of Swords. So we have the Nine of Swords here, and then we have the Nine of Cups. Okay. So the Nine of Swords, this is also to me about healing. And I feel like in your past, and it could be in your present, but I really feel like in your past, especially in your childhood, maybe you were bullied for certain things that are out of your control. Maybe it was bullies from school, or even your parents that bullied you, made you feel like you were unworthy of love, or made you feel like you just were unworthy of something. You were unworthy of love. You were not beautiful. You were not whatever. I know it's scary, especially because those things, and as a child hearing those things, it really affects you, especially going into your adult life. I understand that. I had very similar parents. I don't think they necessarily meant to be mean all the time, but they definitely were. And it's affected me into my adult life very much. So I understand what it's like to have parents that make fun of you for your weight. I understand what it's like to have parents that make you feel unloved or unworthy, or that you have to like fight for their love, basically. I get that, and it does weigh heavily onto you in your adult life. It's hard to trust people when they say that you're beautiful. It's hard to trust yourself when you think you're beautiful, you know what I mean? So yeah, like all these people are poking fun at this girl right here, and she's really sad by it. I don't necessarily think it means that you're going to be receiving this judgment in the month of April. I feel like these are things that have already happened that are going to come up again, and it's simply for you to say, you know what, that's the past. I can't change the past. All I can do is change the future. I can change the future for myself and for my kids, if you want to have kids. Or just change in general, and use your voice to help others, because there's other people that have gone through that as well. And we each have our own certain experiences, our own life story to tell, especially if you endured trauma and very early on in your childhood, like a lot of people have. You can be a voice for those people. You can be a voice for the teenagers now that are even experiencing that, or kids now that are experiencing that, So taking those heartaches, those traumas, those lessons or those traumas that happen to you, and turning them into lessons for yourself that you could also teach other people. And we have the Nine of Cups here, and just feeding off into that, I didn't really even mean to, but the Nine of Cups, I feel like if you were to use your voice to help others, that it would bring you lots of fulfillment. Like I said, I didn't mean to transition like that, but it worked perfectly, because the Nine of Cups, again, the cups are our emotional state, our inner well-being, our relationships, but in this sense, I think it's a lot of yourself in your inner world. So if you do share your story, you do, come to terms with those things that happen. You can't change them. It is what it is. You come to terms with that. What can you do in your adult life to kind of heal yourself from those things? Then you can teach others to do the same. In doing that, you will get a lot of fulfillment. You will get a lot of fulfillment in sharing your story. And you will get a lot of fulfillment in also just healing yourself before you do that, obviously. Like, before you share your story, healing yourself will bring you lots of satisfaction, lots of fulfillment. You may even get some jangle in your pocket, especially if you do share your stories with others. It could turn into a whole thing that brings you abundance in monetary wise. So that's a beautiful start. So okay, we have the Ace of Swords here. Any more cards? What is coming group 4's way? We have the Page of Wands, and then we have the Ace of Swords. So I think in the month of April, you're really going to be stepping into your power a lot. Hold on. Any more cards? Any more cards? Okay, I thought so. That's why I did that. Okay, and then the Page of Pentacles. Perfect. Okay, so like I said, you are you're going to be stepping into your power in the month of April. Ace of Swords is all about new beginnings, and Swords is about power or conflict, wherever, whatever shows up in our life. But I do see you kind of like taking back your crown, taking back your power, especially if you had things in your past that kind of took away the power from you. You're going to be stepping back into that power, and you very much deserve that. So, and then within that, like I said, you could use your voice for other people, to help other people, if you feel called to do that. With this Page of Wands, I feel like it's just saying, if you do heal yourself, or you do want to then, help other people change their lives, not to go into it super quickly, because you want this to be lasting changes. You want it to be the Pentacle energy, which is that Earth energy, which is long-lasting change. Wands is pretty fast-forward change. It changes within a matter of days, maybe a week. Pentacles can last years. It could be lasting change, just depending on what you're talking about. But in this case, I think it's about, yes, you do want to help others and you want to help yourself, and that's beautiful. I want you to do that. But also taking the time just to make sure, first off, that you are ready to do that. Second off, that you're not just jumping the gun and just, you're meticulously, you're planning this change, because the Page is that younger energy. The Page is that like college, young adult, starting their life energy. You don't have to be a young adult. That is just the best way to describe the Page. They are that innocent, new energy, fresh energy. So, making sure that you're making lasting changes that aren't just going to change tomorrow. that's another whole thing. That's a whole message. So especially when you're doing the shadow work in the month of April, making sure that you're making lasting changes, not something that's just going to put a band-aid over it for 2 days and then you're going to like be right back in the boat that you were, but trying to make lasting changes. So if that means you need to get therapy, do that. If that means you need to get like a Reiki healing done and you need to do it a couple times, do that. Do whatever you really feel like is going to help you. Do some research, but make sure the change is lasting. And with the Page of Pentacles, I think if you do step into this new chapter of your personal power and you truly make lasting changes, that, like I said, then you can then help others find their voice, because you have made these lasting changes in yourself, and you can radiate that positivity and that good energy to others that may need your voice. Wow, that is such a loaded message. Okay, and then I'm going to move on to some advice for y'all. So any advice for, so the artist, you guys literally are manifesting queens or kings, okay? You guys have the power to literally create your life in the way that you want. You can make anything happen, and I think it's about time that in the month of April, especially, and look, the bottom of the deck energy is the Magician. I just felt like I should show you that. And so with the artist, like I said, you have the power to create this beautiful life for yourself. You have the ability to kind of like, literally, like I said, create a life, paint a picture. So if you want a nice house by the lake or a nice house by the beach, you want to be financially secure while also being secure in your emotional state, whatever you really want to bring into your life. Like I said, in the month of April, it is yours to bring in. You have like 2 wish cards here. You have wish cards here to say that whatever you want is yours. It's just you have to make the proper changes within yourself to kind of raise your frequency, not to be stuck feeling burnt out or feeling weighed down by these things that have happened in your past, but to say, this is new, I can change the future. I can't change the past, but I can change my future, and this is what I want for myself. This is what I'm going to do, and freaking doing it in the month of April. You have lots of change and lots of wish fulfillment here, so I encourage you to embrace that energy and work with it, okay? All right, so I'm going to shuffle our oracle cards now. And I'm going to pick the first 3 off the top. I'm just going to shuffle one more time. Perfect. Okay. So we have for you the butterfly spirit with number 11. Transformation is beautiful. What did I say? Lots of change coming your way in the month of April. We have the owl spirit. You see clearly now. You can see clearly now, the rain is gone. That's the song that just came in my mind. So I think you guys are really eliminating all those distractions that have been in your life, and really, really, really just transforming in the month of April. It's great. Then we have the beaver spirit. Lay a solid foundation. Did I not mention foundation? I feel like I did. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. Anyway, but we with the beaver spirit number 6. So lay a solid foundation. Transformation is beautiful. You see clearly now, and you could be a life path 6. 11 is the raster number, and then 4 plus 3 is 7. You could also be life path number 7. Don't have to be though. That is just for some of you. But yeah, you see clearly now. I think in the month of April, you are going to clear some of those blockages, those energy blockages, and I think past trauma can present itself as an energy blockage, so that is what I mean. Butterfly spirit transformation is beautiful. I have talked about transformation this entire group, so I think you can understand what that means. It's going to be a really beautiful month for you guys, especially when you do kind of step more into your power and eliminate those things that hold you back. And lay a solid foundation. I love that for you guys. And last but not least, we're going to be doing our Feather Messenger Oracle deck. Alright, we have the Loon. We have the Loon. Pay attention to your dream time. Messages of guidance are drifting in. I'm also getting the notion to pick another card too. So yes, pay attention to your dreams. You could be clairvoyant in your dreams. You could also have past trauma show up in your dreams. I've had that happen too. So when you wake up from a dream, make sure you jot it down. It may not make sense to you right away, but maybe as you're journaling it down, or maybe when you come back later, it'll make more sense to you. Any more feather messenger cards? I thought you guys would have another one. Any more? Any more feather messenger for group 4? I'm done shuffling. Okay. And then we have this feather right here. Can you see it? Yeah. And then it's the pheasant. The time is ripe for creation and connection. Focus your attention in those areas. So I love this for you, group 4. I think lots of positive changes are coming. It may be overwhelming because you have some shadowy things coming up, but I think it's going to be okay. You guys will get through this. You guys are very strong spiritual warriors, and you were put on this earth to fight through these things, to get through these things so that you don't bring them into your next life, that you can work through them in this life. And that's a very, very beautiful thing. And remember that when you work through lessons in this life, it is because they've probably appeared in past lives and you didn't work through them in past lives. So in this life, you are encouraged to look at these lessons, or encouraged to look at these heartaches as lessons, so that you can work through them and that you don't bring those lessons with you into your future incarnations on this earth, or maybe even somewhere else. But yeah, group 4, thank you so much. Give me a huge thumbs up if this resonated with you. Comment down below. I also have resources in my description of all the decks. I just have to update it to add these 2 decks, which I will do that. But yeah, all the decks are listed down below. I have my PayPal and my Venmo. If you feel called to make a donation to my channel, you do not have to, but it does help me buy new decks. And yeah, just keep this whole operation afloat. I also have my crystal shop down there, but you guys may want to wait because I have a huge sale coming up within the next week after the giveaway winners are picked. I'm gonna have a huge crystal sale, and that's really exciting. And yeah, so thank you so much. Be sure to follow me on Instagram to check out my giveaway. I will be picking winners March 31st. 2 winners, we have 2 chances to win. I already have hundreds of comments on that post, so make sure you get your entry in. But thank you so much, group 4. I hope that the month of April is beautiful for you and brings you beautiful changes. I love you guys. Bye.